What seventh level of Dante's Inferno of Hell is this? Well, it's fair to say I didn't have that on my dance card for this year, but just when you think you've seen all the craziness and it can't possibly get any crazier, it goes and gets crazier. That was not Soweto, that was not Surrey, that was Gormanston in Ireland, in County Meath, the Republic of Ireland. Now, unless I miss my guess, my eyes are deceiving me, what we have there is a group of sub-Saharan Africans in a little village in County Meath, Gormanston, dancing and flying proudly the Union Jack, or the Union flag, shall we say, in the Republic of Ireland. It's a lot to unpack there, really. I'm not sure where to start, stop, or begin with that one. It's it's not. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we are in 2025. That's modern Ireland. Yes, Gormanston, County Meath, small little village. I know it well. A nice big college there. The Franciscans, I think, ran that. Maybe they still do. Nice little place. And now it seems we have sub-Saharan Africans proudly dancing around flying Union Jacks. Yeah. So what's all that about? Well, it seems that some pastor, some Zion Church of Zion or Zion Church of Christian something or other from Nigeria, I suppose, came over and was doing some gigs, and Gormanston was one of the places they picked. So there you go. It's all upside down, guys. It's upside down. Do these people even know what country they're in? I mean, do they even know? Do they even care? More to the point, maybe they don't have to care. Maybe they're not bothered. The level of tone deafness in that video is, it's okay. Look, there are times when I understand the flag, the Union Jack can be flown, soccer internationals, say rugby internationals, all that sort of stuff. Look, no problem with that. That's perfectly fine and par for the course. Just the same way I would fly a tricolour if I was in Twickenham or in Wembley or whatever at an international game. No big deal there. But what is this? What is going on here with this? And what does it say about modern Ireland that really we are influxing people from all over the world, different continents, different places, who have no idea about us, Ireland, the culture, the heritage, the history, and they don't seem to care. And why should they care? They're not under any impetus to care, and the state doesn't put any onus on them to learn or even to learn English. And we give statehood, citizenship away after 3 years with pretty much nothing attached. No impositions on the parents. They don't have to know anything about us, the culture, the history, even the language. Yeah, we just give away citizenship like Smarties. And then you end up, as you can see, with situations like this where you have disparate groups of people who really have no interest, it seems to me, in the Irish way of life. What it means to be in Ireland amongst the Irish. It's really, yeah. So what... This video was doing the rounds, and I was wondering what people thought about it, so I thought I'd stick it up here and see what you thought about it. Are we going forwards, guys? Are we going forwards, or are we going backwards? Is the whole thing just, descending into Dante's Inferno at this stage? Is it all lost? Should we just give up? Should I just go and lock myself in a darkened room and never come out again? Because it's all too painful. Well, here's what the Twitter sphere has to say. A few people in the Twitter sphere. Tig McIncally says, to West Africans, both Ireland and the UK are just interchangeable economic zones with generous welfare systems for them to exploit. Mass deportations needed. Well, you make an interesting point there, and yes, I think a lot of the newcomers, by no means all, many people come here to integrate, to work hard. Of course I get that, I understand that. And I'm not against immigration or emigration. They have been functions of Ireland, part of Ireland and its society since the beginning of us, I suppose. The difference now is it's all chaotic and massively out of control. That's my problem. The problem I have is when the thing just becomes so big that we're talking societal overhaul. That's where I start to have a problem. It's no longer organic. It's no longer manageable. When you just throw open the gates and give out sweets and nice treats to anyone who will come into your place of abode, then I think there's a bad plan, because you'll get all the worst types and all the freeloaders and all the rest of it. So yes, for every one doctor, surgeon or dentist or architect we get, unfortunately we seem to get 5, 10 or 20 people that we didn't need and don't want. That's my problem. Nix Radamus says, good name actually, well done, Boulevas on that one. I wonder how many are employed and work contributing to society. Well, that is the question. Unfortunately, it seems to be far too many people seem to fetch up here and put their hand in the Irish taxpayer's pocket, and then they just leave it there because they can. Scarlett O'Hara says, the buffet must be open. No, you can't. Scarlett, if that's your real name. You can't fat shame. You can't. Still. Graham, with the Union flag in his bio, so I assume Graham is a man of English extraction, says, why are they waving the British Union flag? Have they been told to do this? Is this being done to remind the Irish that were once colonised? Strange, if you wave that in Britain, you're almost likely to be arrested. But in Ireland, it's been promoted. Well, yes, you're absolutely right, Graham. If you fly the Union flag in Britain, which is the flag of the nation, you're most likely to be called some kind of far-right figure, and police might possibly, I think they have done in fact, show up at your door and question your thinking. And we are not far behind that here in Ireland, because our powers that be, the people who take on and purport to govern us, they've deemed the tricolour something of a problematic emblem, and as it has been espoused on mainstream media and by mainstream journalists, that whenever they see a tricolour flying from a house in Ireland, they immediately think that person, those people, could possibly have far-right tendencies. So, yeah, you got there before us, but we're following right behind you. Number 6 writes, it is odd that Africans preferred corrupt and violent African rule over British rule, only to leave the wreckage of Africa to fly British flags in the Republic of Ireland. Yes, number 6, great series, by the way, I enjoyed that. Yes, what you say there is, it's one of the great mysteries and conundrums of our time. And as I said, just when you think you've seen it all, you really haven't, because something will pop up the next day that just turns that on its head. Lion Tamer 10 says, I wonder, does he come from a long line of lion tamers? Was there 9 before him? We don't know. Not the point. He says, we are importing the middle to old age of the third world to nurse them in their golden years. This is all very hard to understand. Indeed, we are, and indeed it is. But that is what happens when a society entrusts its leadership positions to crazy people. What you end up is crazy situations. And unfortunately, we have done exactly that, not just here in Ireland, but in most of the West, certainly in Britain. The crazies are at the top of all the institutions, and they are hastening our demise as quickly as they possibly can. And if you look around you on any given day, in any major town or city, or even a small town or village, you will notice, you can't help but notice, that everything is not as it used to be. And it's not for the better. So yes, it is being done, and it is being done to us by crazy people. And speaking of crazy people, we have a tweet from the IOTA Institute. It's great. We're tired of Ireland's monoculture as a misogynistic, Catholic Church-supporting, Guinness-drinking country. Let's embrace all these new Irish and share our great little country with them. Together, we can build a new Ireland. See what I mean? Those people exist, and unfortunately for the rest of us, those people seem to end up at the top of our institutions and in our government, or at least advising our government. And you wonder why things can get so crazy. It's because people like this vote, and people like this seem to have the ear of the people running the show. And I'll finish with a tweet from Rose Garden. It's ironic, all the British versus Irish brother wars will all have been for nothing. You will die hating each other while your new inhabitants don't even know the difference between Ireland and Britain, Protestant or Catholic. And if you're not okay with that, you are the problem. Very well said, Rose Garden, and I think you've summed it up very, very succinctly. The people who are coming here, a lot of them, the Indian population, the Pakistanis, Afghans, people from all over sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa and all parts of the world, they really don't have any clue, any idea, any knowledge of where they're going to. Really, they've just Googled where the best benefits are, where the most money can be had for free, and they just book a flight. That's it, seems to me. And we, of course, allow them to come in because we have open borders now to all intents and purposes. And not only do we allow them in, but we seem to have developed this view that's now copper fastened into all our laws, legislation and government departments, that we owe them something once they get here and sign on the dotted line. It's up to us to take care of their every need and whim. And a lot of people, I would say the vast majority of native Irish people and native British people, think this is all a very bad, ill-informed and misguided idea. And I'm fully on board with that view. So I'll just leave you with a meme of the day, and a meme that suits the occasion. Check out this banger. So yes, just when you think things can't possibly get any more upside down, they flip even more upside down. A group of Africans waving Union Jacks in a field in a small village in County Meath in 2025. Welcome to modern Ireland.